Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode. So, on 21 May of this year, 2016, I went up to from El Paso, Texas, to Plaza Blanca, which is in Abiquiu, New Mexico, and I shot some of the same scenery that Georgia O'Keeffe used to paint. So, the tie here with Ansel Adams is they were both they befriended Alfred Stieglitz, or Alfred Stieglitz befriended them, either way. So my point is, George O'Keeffe lived in Abiquiu, New Mexico, and Ansel Adams lived in San Francisco, California. So en route, I believe that the reason he discovered Moonrise over Hernandez in the first place is he was actually on the road either to or from visiting Georgia O'Keeffe. Okay, so I'll zoom in here at Google Earth and show you what's going on here. So I wanted to show you contextually, just so you can see where it is in the state of New Mexico. It's kind of north central New Mexico, and as we zoom in, you can see Plaza Blanca. Okay, so Georgia O'Keeffe she had Ghost Ranch, and she worked up here quite extensively in the Plaza Blanca area. And this is on 84, where Ansel was driving with his son and friend at the time. He caught Moonrise over Hernandez. Okay, so this is the mountain range over here to the east. This is the road. Okay, 84. Now, I don't know whether he was going to or from Georgia O'Keeffe's home, but anyways, he caught the moonrise over here to the east, and this is where he photographed. So I'll come in closer here and show you what we're dealing with. So now we're getting close here to the town of Hernandez. Okay, so let me come in right to the exact spot, and I'll show you the exact spot where he took the photo from. Okay, so let me center it a little bit more. So as we come in, you can see the church. So this is the graveyard. This is the famous graveyard from the photo, where you can see it's kind of been desecrated somewhat. Looks like the headstones are there are not as many as there used to be. And this is a newer church, I believe, here. So let me go to the photo. So this is the photo here. Okay, and you can see here, for the most part, it was um, the sky here is quite exposed, right? And you can see the sun, or the moon, excuse me, the sun was setting, and it was illuminating the headstones here. And this is the site of the old church. So I'll come back here, and this is the site of this is the newer one. This is what Ansel did later. He started darkening in post-production, like, before the precursor to Photoshop. It was actually in the printing process. So what he did is he burned the sky in here quite extensively to give it a little bit more mood, and bring the moon out, make it stand out a little bit more. So my point is, so let me go back to the actual the satellite image here. So this is Google Earth, of course. So I'll zoom in a little bit closer, and I'll show you what's going on here. So you can see the church again. This is the graveyard here. It's very difficult to see the headstones from this elevation. But so I'm at about 6,000 feet. I'm looking at my altitude here. I'm about 5,600 feet from when this is taken. Or no, excuse me, not 5,600 feet in the air, but the elevation is 5,600 feet. So let me come in and I'll show you here. So if you can put this in your GPS. Okay, so if you again, it's when I visited Bob Ross's grave in Gotha, Florida. There is a way, we're accustomed to putting just street addresses into a GPS, but if you go through your custom settings, you'll find a latitude and longitude, and you can enter NGRS, which is kind of like military grid reference system. You can find degrees, minutes, seconds, decimal degrees, so forth and so on. So in this case, this is degrees, minutes, seconds. So even if you write this down or take a screen grab, I'm going to show you almost the exact spot where Ansel was standing when he took this photograph, in case you want to make the pilgrimage yourself. Okay, so it's north 36 degrees, 3 minutes, 26.43 seconds, and west 106 degrees, 7 minutes, 1.14 seconds. Okay, so that's where he was standing. So let's come in. I'll show you. Let's come in and we'll go to Street View, and I'll show you some of the photos that I took myself. So just bear with me here until we should get in There we go. Okay, it's turning into Street View now. So I'll show you the giveaway here. This is the sign you're looking for, and I'll show you here a picture. But if you find this sign, and let me just go to it. I'll kind of take my pictures out of order, but this is the sign here. San Jose, I took this while I was there on 21 May. San Jose de Chama, the Catholic Church, okay? So again, this is the sign, and if you just do a 180, so if it's hard to find this cemetery from the road, it's very difficult because of the overgrowth. There's shrubs and trees now, and it's obscuring here, as you'll see in a second. But if you find this sign that I just showed you, just do a 180, and this is where Ansel. So Ansel was literally standing right about here when he took the photo. Again, this is how difficult it is, but the graveyard is back here. So let me zoom. So you can see the headstones. So these are the headstones here, and they're scattered around through here. And this is the church. Now this is a newer church, you can see, but this is the grounds of the church. So again, we'll zoom out, and you can see this is where Ansel was standing. He was standing right about here, okay, on the road. So let me advise you this now. Please, some tourists have made the mistake when they find this, they enter here. This is all private property back here, and these people around here are quite rough. Okay, they do not like pilgrims making the pilgrimage here to visit Ansel Adams' famous photograph. So I would advise you very respectfully to stay on the road. Do not cross this threshold here and go onto this private property, because you'll get roughed up by these people here. They are not civil, they're not friendly, and they will absolutely give you a hard time. Okay, so you don't want to go there. And I drove up and down this road trying to find it, because again, it was very difficult, extremely difficult. The way I caught it, believe it or not, was the same way Ansel caught it. I drove up and down this stretch of road repeatedly, and I couldn't find it. Okay, so I went up and down, up and down. And what happened is the sun struck the headstones just right, and it was like a glint, like when you see a reflection of a mirror, reflection off glass. And that's why it's so funny. The same way Ansel caught it was the same way I caught it, just by the sun glinting off of the headstones. Okay, so let me show you some more images here. I'll just show you the images. So this is the sign that you're looking for. So this is a photo I took from the roadside. Okay, so you can see that the headstones, and you can see here the steeple of the church. It's obscured, but it's barely visible through the trees, and so are the headstones. They're barely visible. Let me show you here. This is also okay. So this is the back side of the church. There's a road back here, obviously, because the Google car was here, and it captured the back side of the church. And you can see these three little graves here. And let's see what's next. Okay, this is a future episode I'm going to do of Ansel on this concrete bunker in San Francisco. But I'll go back to so you can see the three graves. I'll go back here, exit Street View. Okay, and we'll let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, and you can see here, these are the three graves that we just saw, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, if you want to make the pilgrimage to the exact site where Ansel Adams took moonrise over Hernandez. Let me show you here the mountain ranges where he photographed, because this is obviously, so bear with me a moment. So you can see here, we'll come out, and these are the mountain ranges back here. You can see all this, and these are snow capped. So even in the summer, the very highest elevations are snow capped. Okay, so let me give you the grid coordinates one more time. I'll just show you the properties here. Okay, if you want to take a screen grab or just write them down, pause the video, and again, you enter these in your GPS and make the pilgrimage. What I forgot to say is that the people in this area are quite rough. Many of them, they look like they're on meth. They're emaciated, and I don't know if you were around in the mid to late 80s when the crack epidemic, when people were very thin and they had lost all their teeth due to the smoking crack. This area is that way. This area is very depressed economically, and you see quite a few of the people here are emaciated, and they're missing their teeth, which is a telltale sign of meth. So back in the day it was crack, and today it's meth. So this whole community, you see a lot of bikers here. This is a huge motorcycle area, and I don't mean the rubs, like the rich urban bikers. These are like actual motorcycle gangs, and meth heads. So this is a very, very rough neighborhood. So please don't think this is your friendly tourist town and they're going to welcome you here to pay the pilgrimage, because they're not. It's going to be the opposite. Stay in your car, keep your doors locked, and take your personal safety very seriously here in this area. So I would just, stop at the roadside as I did, just view, and say, okay, I checked the box, been there, done that, got the T-shirt, and then just be on your way. And if you want to travel further north up to Plaza Blanca, you can also knock that out and see where George O'Keeffe and Todd Webb did a lot of their work up in that area. Okay, thank you. This is Rob, Room 111, and I thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.